The established fact which we all know is that we all are aging. None of us are growing younger day by day. We all are growing older day by day. And the law of entropy says that everything gets degenerated as time goes forward. Nothing gets regenerated and nothing gets better, and nothing is in a form which is better than its previous form. Okay, so that being the established fact, how do we approach fitness across different ages? What happens to our body as we age? When we have an understanding about these things, then we will not get upset with how to take care of ourselves and how to be still fit across any age patterns. Okay. So aging is a natural phenomena which happens where all your body parts, your body cells slowly start losing its function as a matter of preparation towards death. That's called as aging. So by the time it has come to a point, the function ceases, and that's called death. So we are on a continuous process towards this on a daily basis. Okay, every minute we are one step forward or one step forward ahead than what we used to be a few moments ago. So physiologically speaking, all the functions in our body degenerates gradually with time. Like the hairs, they grow gray. Your skin tone, your skin wrinkles, right? These are all age-specific changes which we get to see. But the unfortunate part in today's lifestyle is, because lifestyle is very, very sedentary in nature, this aging process actually takes effect pretty much faster. Okay. Once upon a time, we would notice that people no more can sit in the floor with legs crossed, or cannot sit in an Indian toilet squatting only around the age of 50 to 60, where lifestyle gets much more comfortable, and they also want some comforts in life. Then these kind of movement starts vanishing from our human body. But today that's not the scenario. Even teenagers, even younger than teenage children, squatting is like a big deal for many. Not all of them can sit in the floor, legs crossed comfortably for at least 20 to 30 minutes. So because lifestyles are very sedentary in nature, this aging is very, very, very faster in our bodies. This is why exercise becomes a mandate for everybody. 20, 25 years back, we used to say once you cross the age of 50, you must do some exercises. Slowly, we said once you cross the age of 40, you must take care of yourself and start doing some exercises. Then 30, and today, if you are an adult, you have to exercise. And if you are not an adult, you are before the age of 21, then you have to involve yourself in sports. These mandates have come pretty much strong in our life because of the sedentariness, which is very much part of our life. Okay. So our body constitutes of hard tissues as well as soft tissues. There are so many different classifications, but I'm going to take this one particular classification just so that it is simple and it's easy for you to articulate with it. Okay. Anything which is soft, okay, your muscles, your skin, your flesh, right? All which is soft in the body, your organs, they are also soft, by the way, comes under a soft tissue. And things which are hard, which is mainly the bones, okay? So that's called as the hard tissues. All these things slowly undergo aging process. Okay, we need to understand that this aging process takes effect in our body slowly, steadily, gradually, day by day. But the better and better a person exercises, like you and me, then this aging process still happens. Okay, not that you beat the aging process, just that the aging process delays. Okay, I have seen people, very good exercising people for decades together, at the age of 70s, while as their activity level will be that of 45 to 50s. Okay, and I've seen people at the age of 45, 50s approximately having a physical behavior as that of 65 and 70. I've seen either ways, by the way. But what happens to all these soft tissues and hard tissues? Soft tissues in our body primarily start losing elasticity, okay? Which means your muscles contracting and stretching capacity, slow and steady, starts declining with age. Inside the joint, if you see, there are joint stabilizing structures like the ligaments. Okay, they stabilize the joints. They do not allow the joints to move to move out of its sockets. They are the ones which protect the joint integrity throughout life. They are not as elastic as the muscles, but they are less elastic. However, they are also elastic, and this elasticity also starts coming down slow and steady, by the way. And since we don't move the joints much as we grow older, even the joint synovial fluid, or the oil-like fluid inside the joint, which keeps the joint lubricated, which keeps the cartilage nourished, this fluid also reduces gradually with time. Now the hard tissues, the bones. The bones are the storehouse of minerals inside our body. They store essential minerals like calcium and phosphorus. Okay, that is what adds weight to the body and weight to the bone and strength to the bone. As time and age goes forward, these minerals from the bones also slowly get depleted. They reduce in their mineralization, and slowly bones becomes brittle or they become thinner. All these things which I told you are natural and they are normal. Okay, including your brain. Okay, starts shrinking little by little by little. Okay, your heart, your lungs, your other organs, they also undergo something called as shrinkage, which is specific to age. Now, never underestimate the power of exercises. When you exercise, all these organs are first of all pumped in and flushed out with blood. There is a huge rush of energy flowing in and out. And that is what keeps these organs, okay, your bones, and all your soft tissues engaged. And this engagement, which is kept active, the longer and longer, the later and later goes the aging process. Now, again, I'm saying you, age cannot be beaten by your exercise. It can be delayed with your exercise, because whatever you exercise, you and me are still going to go older. We are still going to die one fine day. So that is not something which we are trying to beat out here. But when I say that you are going to delay your aging process, it means you are going to increase your vitality and your productivity of your life. See, what is elderly problem? When we say elderly problem, what is old age problem? Old age problem is primarily locomotive in nature. People cannot move the way they want to move. They cannot bend the way they want to bend. They cannot generate force or lift weights they want to lift. So all these movement specific problems are only generally termed as old age problems. But in reality, all these things can be minimized, and all these things can be delayed it for a very, very, very long time, as long as you keep exercising regularly. Okay, so you need not worry about that one part. But age, however, happens. It is not something which we can overcome it, but we can only delay it. Now, this being said, that the elasticity of certain structures reduces, the bone brittlity, the bone thickness reduces, becomes brittle. Does that mean that we should change our exercising approaches as we grow older? Both yes as well as no. Yes, because if you want to start something new when you are 40 plus or you are 50 plus approximately, it needs to be following a breakdown and slow and a long process for the body to adapt. No, why did I say no is because a general perception is, oh, now I'm 50, I should not do too much of weight training. Now I'm 60, I should not do too much bending exercise, bad for my back. That is why I said no. Those kind of restrictions, you need not bring it into exercising. But when you understand that mobility, flexibility, strength, stability, all these things are going to be slowly becoming a challenge as you grow older. You need to ensure that these elements are predominantly worked in your exercises. Many programs are just focused in calorie burn. Many programs are focused just to lose weight. So those programs may pose a challenge because they do not have an adaptability or an understanding about progressively aging body. Okay, they think that 70 is the new 40. I am not for such kind of things. Okay, 70 is 70 and 40 is 40. You still can be normal, you can still be active, you can do whatever you want to do in life, but still 70 is 70 and 40 is 40. The body which you have in 40 will not be there at 70. Okay, even if you are a regular exerciser, there will be a difference. But when you compare that 70-year-old of exercising body versus a person who has not exercised in 70 years of age, yes, definitely there will be a lot of positive changes to compare about. But when you compare yourself against your own ages, there is definitely going to be a change. Winding up points. So when you are focused on exercise programs, okay, you need to ensure that the basic elements, which is the same across any age group, that is your strength building up, your flexibility building up, your mobility building up, your stability building up, and your stamina building up. These all needs to be all the time focused. Rather, the more and more you are moving towards ages, decade plus decade, you need to focus on what is going to get lost more in the body. And as I told you, these are the things which are going to get lost in the body. So you need to focus on these things all the time across all ages. Okay, that is how you can ensure that not only will you grow older, but you will grow older with grace and with the ability, the physical ability to do things the way you want to do it, and to have the independence or to have the freedom to do whatever you want to do. A commonest statement by more than 99% of Indian elderly people is, any guess what is that? The commonest statement is, I don't want to be dependent on somebody when I'm growing older. I should be all by myself. That's the wish of everybody who's growing older and older in time. But you need to ensure that that kind of a situation is where you will land up with. Now, how do you ensure you end up in such a situation? That is where you need to start taking care of yourself. That is where you need to start focusing on these 5 things which I told you across ages. When you work on these things, that is when you can ensure that in old age, you are going to be highly independent and you are going to be able to do what you want to do. I've got plenty of examples of such kind of people who I see, who I work with, who I come across. So I have nothing shaking in my belief system that is that just a fad that we are expecting, or is that a reality which we can target for? Definitely it's a reality which we can target for, but the work for that does not start when you are old. The work for that starts when you are young. Now, whichever age, when you're 30, if you're 30s, you're 30 years young. When you're 40s, you're still 40 years young. Even if you're 60, you're still 60 years young. Okay, let's put it that way. So that a good work towards fitness started at any age can always give you the benefit as time and age fades forward. Okay, so you are never too late to exercise, by the way. Any start point is a good start point. As I told you, the benefits of exercise only comes when you are consistent. Okay, so consistency is the key to harvest any kind of fitness benefits. Limitation is not what I'm talking about, age and fitness. No, age will limit you if you do not prepare yourself to grow older. Okay, so we all need to prepare ourselves to grow older. Yes, we are Indians. We know how to grow older by taking care of finances, doing all the other things. But when it comes to fitness, we are not that great, by the way. We are very poor because that mindset is now only slowly sinking into the current generation. Okay, so when you say, or when I say that I'm going to take care of myself so that I don't suffer when I'm growing older. I don't become dependent on somebody. The good work of that starts now and today.